Fragile ecosystems. In an ecosystem, plants, animals, and other living things share the same environment. But what happens when that environment changes? As you read these 2 pages, draw a circle around the clue word that signals a cause. Strong winds have destroyed this forest ecosystem. In an ecosystem, both living and non-living things interact. If non-living things cause the ecosystem to change, the living things will be affected. A powerful storm, for example, may kill plants and animals. Some animals may have to leave to survive. Other animals may stay and have to compete for resources. Fires cause flame, heat, smoke, and ash. As a result, they can change ecosystems. Fires can be caused by a natural event, like lightning. Fires can also be caused by people. Their effects can be both positive and negative. Negative. Fire destroys trees and other plants as well as animal habitats. Negative. This coyote left the fire-burned area to look for a new habitat. Positives. Fires clear space for new plant growth. Ashes from burnt plants add nutrients to the soil. Positive. Pine cones open to let their seeds out. Some pine cones will only open when fire heats them. The right amount of water. Plants and animals need water to live, but too much or too little water can have a negative effect on an environment. As you read these 2 pages, find and underline the definitions of erosion, flood, and drought. Earth's surface is always wearing down and breaking apart. Erosion is when small pieces of rock are carried away by water or sometimes by wind. When you look at a flowing river, you see more than just moving water. There are also pebbles, sand, and other earth materials. This is erosion. Ocean waves can also cause erosion. Waves hitting a beach carry sand out to sea. As the land wears away, habitats for plants and animals and people disappear. Water loosens and moves sand and rock away from the beach. Areas where grass once grew have been washed away by the water. Erosion is not the only way water affects the environment. Both floods and droughts affect the environment. A flood is a large amount of water that covers normally dry land. Floods can happen very suddenly and kill plants and animals that are used as human resources. A drought occurs when it does not rain for a long time. Long droughts force people and animals to look for new places to live. Plants wilt and die. Natural changes. Water, wind, and other non-living things can change the environment, but living things can also cause changes. As you read these 2 pages, draw a star next to what you consider to be the most important sentence and be ready to explain why. Animals and plants can make big changes to their environment. Animals can change the environment when they build shelters. Beavers can cause a new lake to form when they build a dam across a river using trees and sticks. The mounds that the termites build add nutrients to the soil. The nutrients help plants grow. Some of these plants may be used by humans. Plants can change their environment too. One kind of plant may take over all the space in an area. This makes it harder for other plants to survive. It can also make it harder for animals to live there. Some very small living things change environments by causing disease in plants and animals. Diseases harm plants and makes animals sick and can even kill them. People and the environment. Can you change the environment? You can and do. People change the environment every day. As you read these 2 pages, find and underline 2 ways that people change the environment. People can change the environment by using resources. Trees are cut down to build houses. Rocks and stones are dug up to make roads. People can change the environment by causing pollution. The exhaust from cars and trucks can pollute the air. Trash can pollute water and land. People sometimes cause events that usually happen naturally. When people are careless, they can start wildfires. Wildfires can kill plants and animals. Fewer plants and animals can influence human resources. Habitats can be lost when people build dams. In some places, new dams can even cause floods that reduce how much land humans can build on. People build large dams to control the flow of water. The flow of water is controlled so cities and towns receive just the right amount. Biodiversity and our resources. People depend on the world's ecosystems for the resources they need to live. Food, medicine, and even the air we breathe depend on a healthy environment. As you read these 2 pages, underline the human resources that depend on biodiversity. Healthy ecosystems have many different kinds of plants and animals living in the same area. This variety of living things in an ecosystem is called biodiversity. The more variety, the greater the biodiversity. Some places on Earth, like a rainforest, have greater biodiversity because the climate allows many living things to survive there. Other places have less biodiversity, like the Arctic. Biodiversity is important to humans because it influences the resources that we need. The food we eat and drink comes from a variety of animals and plants. Many medicines we use come from a variety of plants and animals. Earth's plants and algae add oxygen to the air we breathe. Our buildings and clothes use resources from plants and animals. Each living thing in an ecosystem affects another. When the level of biodiversity changes, the types of animals and plants we use as resources changes too. How can we help? Ecosystems change over time. Some changes are natural. Some changes are caused by people. How can people affect the environment in a positive way? There are many things we can do to help the environment. Turning off a dripping faucet helps conserve water. Turning off lights you are not using helps save energy. If we use less energy, we need fewer resources for the environment. We can also clean up the environment by cleaning up pollution. We can make smart choices to reduce the amount of trash we throw away. By reducing our impact on the environment, we can reduce how much we affect biodiversity. What can you do to help?